Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And once again, this is the 7-day chart. We're sitting here just above 52.5 cents. We dipped with the rest of the market today. And you could see from all the way back here on the 17th to now, this is a 2-cent range. That's it. It's not like the sky is falling when the price chart turns red for XRP. That's why I don't understand why people are always panicking, acting like it's a big deal. Just do nothing. XRP is going to break out. It's just a matter of time. And if you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart right now, it's also holding up very well, even though Bitcoin just dipped. And once Bitcoin starts to really take off and the Bitcoin dominance is falling at the same time, that's when we will go into alt season. But this is also playing a very big factor. This is why crypto is dropping. The DXY is rising into the election. I think once the election results come in, the DXY will correct and so will crypto. And that's what I think we're waiting on. Once the DXY starts to fall, that will start to send crypto upward. And I don't even have to look at the XRP chart or the Bitcoin chart. I could look at the DXY in the morning and tell what's happening with crypto, because we've seen it so many times in the past. Once the DXY really starts to plummet down, crypto will take off like never before. And that is going to happen once again as well. But I think the DXY is strong leading into the election. Right after the election results come in, expect the DXY to start to plummet once again. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse says there are indications the Harris campaign wants to reset some of the very flawed approaches that the Biden administration has had with the crypto industry. Take a listen to Brad here.
Your co-founder, Chris Larsen, has given a lot of money to the Harris campaign. You had just told us a little bit ago that you are fiercely independent. And so when you think about the differences in the candidates and how they might approach crypto, what do you really know, particularly because the Harris campaign has been far more vague?
Well, I think there's one thing I feel very confident about, and that is the Biden administration's approach to regulation of the crypto industry. That is coming to an end for sure. And I think no matter where this plays out at the presidential level, we'll have a more constructive engagement with this industry. It's a critical industry. It's an innovative technology. And I think the United States should be at the forefront and leading, as we did with the Internet of Information. I think we'll get there. As I said yesterday at the Philadelphia Federal Reserve, I think Gary Gensler's reign of terror on the crypto industry is going to come to an end very soon.
Brad, in your view, does it matter if Kamala Harris is president come January 20th or Donald Trump is president come January 20th? What's better for you? What's better for Ripple?
Well, I've taken a very neutral point of view. For the crypto industry, I think it's clear that the Republicans at a macro level have been more proactive in saying this is an industry that needs clear regulation. You have seen a Republican-led bill in the House pass with 71 or 72 Democrats crossing the aisle to support that in a very bipartisan way. So I think we have seen a more Republican-centric but I also think you've seen indications that the Harris campaign wants to reset some of the very flawed approaches that the Biden administration has had with the crypto industry and other parts of technology. So what I'm optimistic about is we're going to see a change. We're going to see a reset. And I think we need that at the federal level. The United States, there's no question, the United States is behind other leading countries like the UK, like Switzerland, like Singapore, like Japan, that are way ahead in providing constructive and clear regulation and rules of the road for this industry.
like I said multiple times in the past, the rest of the world is pushing ahead like never before. And they are going to get ahead of the US time and time again because the US is dragging their feet when it comes to crypto and innovation. And it really doesn't matter who the president is as much as it matters who is in Congress, because Congress makes the rules in the United States. They're the ones that create the laws. And I just wouldn't gamble on Harris because we already seen what this administration has done for 3+ years now when it comes to crypto. They allow Gary Gensler to act way above his pay grade and just crush crypto every chance he gets. I don't think I would roll the dice on Harris. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, you vote the way you vote. So then Brad Garlinghouse goes on to finally formally endorse Johnny Deaton. So Johnny Deaton has been a relentless advocate for the XRP army, aka XRP family, and the entire crypto industry. Meanwhile, his opponent, Senator Warren, spreads misinformation and lies about crypto. I endorse John enthusiastically and wholeheartedly in his run for Senate. For those of you in a position to do so, I encourage you to donate to his campaign, as I have. Whether it's $10 or $100, it all counts. And most importantly, vote for him if you're in Massachusetts. So Brad is endorsing Johnny Deaton. Why hasn't Chris Larson endorsed Johnny Deaton? Honestly, I think Chris Larson has a lot of ties to the US government. Ties we most likely don't even know about yet. Because Chris is like one of those guys who is working behind the scenes all the time. Look at his ties to the IMF and the World Economic Forum. So maybe there's a lot going on that we just don't know when it comes to Chris Larson. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse calls out Senator Warren. Take a listen to this.
There is a lot of misinformation, and frankly, I don't mind saying it. Look, Elizabeth Warren is out there spreading misinformation and lies about crypto. She will tell you that all crypto activity is illicit activity. The facts do not bear that out. And so all we have asked for is a fair shake. I think crypto should be bipartisan, and the Fair Shake Super PAC supports people on the R and D side. It's been important to me. It's not a coincidence I'm wearing a purple tie today. So we have been very active because we haven't had those clear rules of the road. And I think no matter what happens in a few weeks here, we will have a more pro-innovation, pro-crypto Congress that gets elected.
And hopefully they get laws passed very soon, because once we get regulations, that's it. That leads to institutional adoption, which will eventually lead to mass adoption. And Citibank debanked Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse due to crypto. So this is what Brad said. You have 5 days to move your money. They were actually super honest. They're like, look, you are a notable person in crypto, and having notable people in crypto and banking the crypto industry means more scrutiny from federal regulators. So it looks like Citibank debanked Brad Garlinghouse. Now here's what's strange. So they debanked him here in the United States, but outside of the United States, Citi is working with Ripple, and they have a partnership with Ripple. So is Citi just cracking to US government pressure? That's what I think is going on there. And Citi probably doesn't want to have any issues with the SEC. Pundit says most won't buy XRP until it reaches $5 to $10. You know, people keep thinking that once we get to certain price points, that nobody is going to buy XRP. Believe it or not, there's people that most likely bought at $3.80 when XRP reached its all-time high back in 2018. There's people out there that bought above $2 and beyond. And the same thing is going to happen in the future. At $5, people are still going to be FOMOing in to XRP. Now, don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot of sell-off happening at the same time, but there's going to be a lot of people buying at those price points as well, just because of the fear of missing out. This is big. So Ripple, IBM, and Garanti, BBVA, collaborate to enhance the performance and security of custody. So Ripple and IBM are coming together around custody now. I'd like to see Ripple and IBM push even deeper, because I know IBM is going to be a major player inside that new financial system. So Garanti, BBVA Crypto aims to provide high-performance security and customer trust standards of digital assets by establishing strategic collaborations with Ripple through the service received from its subsidiary and IBM for the safe custody of its crypto asset trading platform, which serves more than 14,000 users. Plus, IBM is also pushing full steam ahead with quantum computers. And I still think the new financial system will run on quantum computers. Ripple Labs CEO Brad Garlinghouse says it's just inevitable that the company's XRP cryptocurrency will be offered through an exchange-traded fund, an ETF. Take a listen.
Look, I think we clearly are seeing ETFs have been popular. You know, the United States SEC was dragged kicking and screaming to approve the Bitcoin ETF in January. I think you've seen about $17 billion flow into that ETF. I think it's the fastest growing ETF in history. It's very clearly demonstrating there's demand from institutions, there's demand from retail to access this asset class. So the XRP interest has grown. You've seen 2 or 3 ETF filings happen around XRP. And to me, it's just inevitable. You're going to see not just Bitcoin and ETH, you're going to see an XRP ETF. You're starting to see there's a filing around a basket ETF that has, I think, 5 or 6 cryptos in it, which I think also makes a lot of sense. But it also is just part of the trend of more and more institutionalized participation in the crypto industry. So I think we're going to continue to see that. And I do think it creates upward pressure on the prices for many different cryptos, including XRP.
The flows into the Bitcoin ETFs have been pretty remarkable. Not so remarkable have been flows into the ETH ETFs. What indication do you have, Brad, that there actually is demand for an XRP ETF?
Well, I would disagree that there's not, that the ETH ETF, I think, has done exceptionally well. It hasn't done as well as Bitcoin, but if you look at the kind of market dominance of Bitcoin compared to ETH, the ratio is about the same in terms of the ETF participation. Obviously, the ETH ETF is newer. So I actually think the ETH ETF has done very well. I think we clearly see a very interested and active community around the XRP ecosystem, both here in the United States and beyond, and that has grown. And so I think that a XRP ETF will do quite well.
So Brad expects an XRP ETF to do really well, and he said it would put some upward pressure on the price of XRP, meaning that the price would go higher. I never was a fan of an ETF, but if it raises the price of XRP, then so be it, because XRP has utility, and that's what I see driving the price of XRP in the future, not ETFs, I don't understand why these institutions just don't come in and buy the actual asset. I look at those ETFs as paper XRP, because I look at it the same way for Bitcoin. It's like paper Bitcoin. And I think it allows a lot of these institutions to also manipulate the price of cryptocurrencies that are inside of an ETF. I think BlackRock is manipulating the price of Bitcoin to some extent, is what I'm saying. And I think the same would happen with XRP. But that's just my opinion. So like I said, we're sitting here looking at XRP just above 52.5 cents. And I hope we start to get some upward movement going into the election results. I'm still waiting for the launch of RLUSD. I think that could get XRP going. And you know, everybody's still talking about crypto regulations coming by the end of this year. If that happens, that's going to be game changing for a cryptocurrency like XRP. But it's going to change the whole landscape of crypto, and it's going to happen very fast. I think you're going to see exchanges delisting a lot of meme coins once regulations come, because they're not going to keep hype in this space with regulations. Regulations will get rid of the hype, and we will start to push towards utility. But until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.